peek behind the veils of time, to an era of gods and monsters. Amidst the marble halls of Athens, we find the enchanting Medusa, beloved priestess of Athena. Her cascading hair and beguiling charm mask a tale of forbidden love, divine wrath, and a curse that echoes through centuries. Journey with us as we unravel her tragic tale, a dance of beauty, power, and transformation. Welcome to The Punishment of Medusa, the story of the cursed priestess. Number 1. The Beloved Priestess. Once upon a time, in the radiant dawn of ancient Greece, there existed a priestess of such resplendent beauty that even the gods would tilt their heads in admiration. Her name was Medusa, a nymph-like creature with a captivating aura, serving with unwavering devotion in the ivory and gold splendor of Athena's temple. Every strand of Medusa's hair danced like liquid amber, shimmering under the sun's amorous caress, and her eyes reflected the boundless azure of the open sky. She moved with grace, a mesmerizing dance that mimicked the waves lapping against the shore of her beloved Greece. As the high priestess of Athena, she was not just admired for her beauty, but respected for her wisdom and commitment. Children would sneak peeks from behind marble columns, wide-eyed with admiration as she performed sacred rituals. Their mothers would sigh, hoping their offspring might grow up with just an ounce of her grace, wisdom, and piety. She was Athena's earthly representation, the bridge between mortal and divine. To the townsfolk, she was the embodiment of serenity and sanctity. But like a rose petal on the water's surface, Medusa's tranquil existence was destined for disturbance. Number 2. The Forbidden Encounter. Once upon an afternoon radiant with the Mediterranean sun, a figure shadowed the temple's grand entrance. It was Poseidon, the mighty god of the sea. His blue-green eyes shone with mischievous light, and a grin was sprawled across his face. Like a naughty child in a sacred library, he was both thrilled and nervous. Medusa, our high priestess, was unaware of the divine presence. Wrapped in her daily rituals, she moved like a graceful swan in the hallowed temple. But even the most sacred of tasks couldn't shield her from the god's enchanting gaze. His eyes met hers, and a shiver, like the tides he ruled, ran down her spine. Poseidon, charmed by her innocence and beauty, decided to woo her. Words sweeter than the ripest grapes spilled from his lips. He spun tales of the sparkling sea, captivating her with his charisma. Medusa was caught, like a gentle deer in the hypnotic light of the moon. In this dance of divinity and mortality, the sacred temple walls were unwitting spectators. They trembled in anticipation, aware of the calamity brewing. But walls cannot warn, and the imminent disaster loomed closer. An encounter, once sweet, was quickly turning into a forbidden narrative that would forever alter the course of our priestess's life. Number 3. Athena's Wrath. Now this is where our tale takes a chilling spin. Picture the marbled halls of Athena's hallowed temple, resounding with the furious footfalls of the wronged goddess. Athena, in all her divine glory, was a sight to behold, and to fear. Her eyes, as sharp as the spear she wielded, were ablaze with wrath as old as the gods themselves. Betrayal echoed in every corner of her sacred space, a place once pure and inviolate. "Medusa," she hissed, her voice resonating with the eerie chill of a winter gale. The name danced through the marble corridors, a haunting lament for a fall from grace. Athena, the paragon of wisdom, chose not to lash out at her divine counterpart Poseidon. No, the punishment was designed for the mortal caught in a god's passion. Summoning her powers, Athena bore down on Medusa with a fury that shook the very foundations of the temple. In a blinding flash of divine light, beauty morphed into terror. Medusa's illustrious hair hissed to life, transforming into venomous serpents, and her eyes, once capable of captivating any onlooker, became a harrowing abyss, promising petrification. Medusa's fate was sealed. No longer a revered priestess, she was now the monstrous Gorgon, a testament to Athena's wrath and the tragic price of divine dalliance. Number 4. The dreaded Gorgon. In the wake of Athena's wrath, Medusa found herself radically transformed, a testament to the god's fierce might. Her once lustrous locks now writhed with a life of their own, a seething mass of venomous snakes that hissed and snapped at the Grecian air, as if the memory of Athena's betrayal echoed in their serpentine chorus. Her visage, previously the centerpiece of countless admirations, bore the curse's cruel brunt. No longer did her gaze hold the softness of a doting priestess. Now it bore the power to petrify, rendering any onlooker an eternal stone effigy. Oh, the irony! The once adored turned the adorer to stone. The ultimate paradox of beauty turned beastly. But the world, as it does, recoiled in fear instead of compassion. With every new daybreak, her isolation deepened, her island home soon becoming an eerie sculpture garden. The stony faces of the unwary who had chanced upon her solitude lay scattered across the landscape, a chilling tribute to a power misunderstood and a beauty cruelly transformed. Yet amidst the solitary whispers of the wind and the ceaseless hissing of her serpentine hair, a sense of dread power began to stir in Medusa, a power that was undeniably hers, a power as formidable as any god's. Number 5. The other side of the tale. Once you've unraveled the threads of Medusa's woeful tale, a flicker of a different narrative begins to ignite. Imagine Medusa, not merely as a victim, but as a compelling heroine in her own peculiar serpentine fashion. Our tale suddenly shimmers with intrigue. Picture Medusa, her snakes hissing in unison, staring defiantly into the mirror of her fate. Her reflection pulsates with unparalleled power, her gaze capable of challenging the mightiest of Olympians. Was her transformation not just a curse, but also an uncanny blessing? Here was a woman, wronged and scorned, now brimming with a formidable, undying strength. The once beloved priestess, shackled by her beauty, is reborn as a Gorgon, revered and feared for her might. A tantalizing plot twist in our tragedy, wouldn't you agree? Beware, dear reader, of taking myths at face value. There's always a shadowed corner, a hidden cranny, waiting to be illuminated. Medusa's tale may seem heartrending, yet it throbs with a ferocious power. So, gaze anew, peel off the layers, and question what you see. For in the heart of every monster often pulses a misunderstood hero. And in this enigmatic puzzle, perhaps Medusa is her own triumphant victor. Number 6. Medusa in us. Have you ever paused in front of the mirror, peering deeply into your own gaze, and felt an uncanny connection with Medusa? Laughable? Maybe, but don't brush it off just yet. Picture yourself, dear reader, standing tall against a relentless tide of life's challenges. Now picture Medusa, exiled and dreaded, yet unyielding. Uncanny, isn't it? You might not turn people to stone, unless you've mastered the art of icy glares. But there's a slither of Medusa within each of us. We have all been misunderstood, wronged, or maligned, much like our Gorgon maiden. Yet, here we stand, much like her, survivors in our own epic tales. And then there's that hair-raising power that came from her transformation, her ultimate act of defiance. It's the spark that ignites when we're cornered, the fire that burns brighter when the night is darker. Viewers, next time you gaze into a mirror, don't just admire your reflection. Seek the Medusa within you. Dare to connect with her strength, her survival, her tragic victory. After all, it is our trials that carve us into who we are, our struggles that shape us, and our stories that immortalize us. Here's to the bit of Medusa in all of us, the misunderstood, the powerful, the survivors. For aren't we all a bit like her, threading our own labyrinth of life? And so, dear explorers of myth, we leave the echoing hiss of Medusa's serpents behind, an eternal reminder to peer beyond surfaces. Remember, a monster might be a maiden wronged. A curse may also be a boon in disguise. Until our paths cross again in another twist of legend, stay curious, stay brave.